Hey guys, Survival Bob here, and we got to talk about something. Hello Games has dropped an update, No Man's Sky Waypoint 4.0. Many of you guys have seen it either through videos or you played it on your own. And in all my time covering No Man's Sky and playing the game, I've never seen a reaction like this from the community. So I wanted to take a little time to discuss it, give you guys my thoughts and feelings on it, and I'd love to hear your feedback as well in the comments section and what you're thinking. I put some polls on my channel, so feel free to check those out as well. But let's talk about Waypoint. What's the good, what's the bad, what's the ugly, and how do I feel about it? And how does Willie feel about it, more importantly? So let's first of all talk about the elephant in the room, okay? Yes, I'm trying to grow a beard. No, it's not going well. It's been a month. And this is all I got. But we're going to push through. Just like we are with the No Man's Sky update. You know, like that segue? That was pretty good. I just came up with that. But so No Man's Sky Waypoints did a lot of changes internally, and we kind of saw that coming because Sean did press before this update. Now, I don't know if part of that was because of the Switch and Nintendo asked him to, or if that was because he kind of saw what would happen with these changes and was trying to get ahead of it a little bit. I'm not sure, but it's very unusual for Sean and anybody from No Man's Sky to do any kind of press like this, that much of it leading up to an update. So that led me to believe that what he was saying and the information that they were giving out was serious, was important. And they basically told us all the secrets beforehand. And usually they hold something back. There wasn't much held back at all from what I can tell going through all the different articles on the different platforms. What are the major things and what are people concerned about? The first update was inventory. So inventory went from having multiple tabs to all on one screen. That's in your backpack, on you, and in your ship, and everywhere. So it's all on one tab based on the ship or yourself or your freighter or whatever. So we don't have to tab through items anymore. Now you still do that with the cargo containers on the ship. So there is still a click through on those, obviously, because there's a lot more space in cargo containers now. They went from 20 to 48. So that alone, I think everybody can agree is a good thing. But the layout of the cargo and the way that they are dealing with technology and no more general inventory is what I'm hearing a lot of gripes about. So we could put technology in two different spots, in the technology tab, which is where it goes, or in the general inventory. And that was an intended feature because they started you with your technology in the general to show you that it could go there and then move it to the technology. And a lot of my guides and tutorials, I show people, yeah, you want to move this to the technology, and it doesn't occur to people naturally. So they put that in there for a reason, because they want you to use both spots. Now, part of that is because there was a limitation to the number of slots in technology, but that would have easily been changed. I don't know why there would have been a limitation like that, or if that's the reason they wanted it in general in the first place. I really don't know. I wasn't there in the decision-making process, so I don't know. But that's how it was, and that's what we were used to. Now, the other thing with that is because of that, well, there was a feature of it where you could only put in 3 upgrades in addition to whatever blueprints you build around a certain item, like your jet boost or your hazard protection or something like that. So you can only put in 3 upgrades on top of the regular blueprints that you had, but you could put another 3 upgrades in your general. So you could get double the upgrades basically and use the adjacency bonus in those 2 spots separately. So this gave us the ability to pretty much become OP even in permadeath mode. So permadeath really wasn't that big of a challenge once you got a couple shield modules and hazard protection and some upgrades. So I never really played it with full upgrades just because it didn't feel like permadeath anymore, just like you're wrapped in bubble wrap. But that aside, I definitely can see why people are upset that they, are not able to be as OP as they used to. But with the rebalance, that's kind of the way it goes, right? Personally, I'm not a min-maxer. So I don't understand those feelings. I get them. I get that if you wanted to have the best of everything and you spend a lot of time to do that, that would be upsetting and probably infuriating to you. But that's not how I play the game, and I don't think that's how the majority of people do play the game. Yeah, we want the best, but there's a trade-off with time there as well, at least for me. So the fact that I can't have the absolute best upgrades, I never spent the time like Zane shows us how to re-roll and how to get the absolute best S-Class upgrades. I'm like, it's good enough for me. It's not hard. I'm not going to die. It's fine. But for the people who did, and they did enjoy that, I get why you'd be upset by that. I don't see that how it ruins the whole gaming experience for me, but especially if I had already maxed out everything. If I had maxed everything, what else is there to do except for wander around and explore? And if that's where I'm at in my journey, just wandering around and exploring because I've maxed out everything, why not just start a save and make it all basically creative mode, because that's all you're doing at that point. That may upset some people, and I get that, because that leads us to the other thing that people were upset about, and that's the ability to change difficulty level. Ever since I've played, we've had normal, survival, permadeath, and creative. And so we've always had the ability to play in creative mode. I forget about that because I never play in it, but I know a lot of people do, especially people who enjoy building and just want to go explore and not worry about the hazards, because for them, No Man's Sky is a chill experience. Which is how it started for me. I had to make it exciting, actually, by creating challenges for myself. But we always had different modes that you could play, and you chose which one suited your play style the best. So the fact that we have custom controls now, where you can take a mode and choose to make it easier or harder, even during the game, seems to be upsetting to people. And they say, well, I've seen this comment more than once. I've seen this comment several times that, well, now you can just do everything easily and it takes all the challenge of it, and what's the fun? Guys, I've been hearing that argument forever on the duping, the chlorine, market crashing, all those different things. But I mean, I don't enjoy creative mode because I want a challenge, so I don't play creative mode. So if turning the knobs down to super easy makes it too easy, why not just don't do that? I don't get it. And then I've seen the argument, well, if other people can do it, then it makes it not easy. Well, I don't give a damn what other people are doing. I'm here to play the game myself. I don't care how other people play the game. Play it however you want to play it. Now, obviously, as a creator, I need to play in a way that the majority do so that they'll watch my content. But in my free time, when I'm just playing for me, I'm playing on permadeath and I'm making it super hard because I want a challenge. So the thought that I would be concerned about how somebody else plays the game, it just doesn't make any sense to me, because it has no bearing at all on my fun or my enjoyment of No Man's Sky. Now, there are channels and there are people out there who dupe and do glitching and do all these things that I don't personally find enjoyment in, so I don't do them. Now, I don't look down on people who do that. That's how you want to play the game. It's your game. Play it however you want. Now, I will make fun of them sometimes and tease them and give them a hard time, but that's all in good fun. Like those glitch builders. That's straight up cheating. Glitch building is cheating. It's called glitching. You're all cheaters, okay? I'm just kidding. I don't care. Obviously, Hello Games is aware of it because they feature all your builds and all their stuff. But there are other things like duping and things like that that have been around long enough that they could take them out if they wanted to. But at that point, why not just play in creative? I mean, I duped when I played Minecraft years ago, and it took all the joy out of it. So I just never really did it again. But if you want to do that, it's your game. You know how much time you have. And maybe you don't have the time to grind. That shouldn't negate your experience and your fun in playing No Man's Sky. Maybe you just want to explore this infinite galaxy that's been created, right? Go see cool stuff. Just chill out. Smoke something fun and go look at pretty colors after work. You do you. Doesn't affect me at all. And the fact that No Man's Sky gave everybody a way to play the game the way they wanted to, I think is a good thing. Now, on PC, you could always get anything you wanted with Save Editor. So the fact that you can actually do that same thing now on console, is a good thing. It's a good thing. The worst argument that I've heard is that they've made it too easy and it's not worth doing anymore. Don't make it easy on yourself. Just because somebody allows you to play it in an easy way does not mean you need to play it that way. I mean, you're in control of your own choices, right? So make the right choice and play the way you want to play. or don't play at all. That's fine too. I understand that games have an arc and a cycle in a player's life. There's times I played Minecraft for years. I got over it. I try to go back to it, and it doesn't have the same joy that it used to for me. I played Ark for years. I keep going back to it. I'm still going back to that, and I still find joy in Ark. No Man's Sky has been the same way. I find joy in it, but there are times when I just get bored. I feel like I've done everything and I've seen everything, and I just need to take a break. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But the fact that people are screaming and yelling in the vitriol that I've seen from a very small minority, I'll add, but a loud minority of people that are hating on this and feel cheated and feel personally attacked by this update just makes no sense at all to me. So if you feel that way, I respect that, but I'm not going to let it ruin my experience because I'm having fun. And that's what we do over here, you know? If you're going to be a Bob, have fun with it. So I am a Bob, and I'm going to have fun with it, whether you guys like it or not, whether anybody has a problem with the update or not. I'm enjoying it. And shit, I started my channel playing Atlas and had a lot of fun, and nobody liked that game. Now, nobody watched my channel either, but I made 100 episodes of me playing a game that literally everybody hated and dumped on. So I can have fun. You can find a way to have fun. Just go have fun, man. It's not worth the pain. It's not worth the drama. It's not worth the heartache of getting upset over something like this. There are so many more important things in life. So many more important things in life. Maybe unplug for a while. Maybe you need to take a break if that's how you feel about it. And I get it. There's things in real life that get us and cause us to react to things not in real life that feel easier for us to control. And I think that's some of this as well, because there's so few things that we can control in this world. But as far as the update goes, overall, I did a poll on my channel, and I'll show this here. And it hasn't been out for very long, but in my experience, the numbers usually hold after we get a few hundred in. All right, so what I'm seeing now in the poll, I've had it out for about an hour, and we've got, I don't know, 450 votes or so. More will come, but in my experience, the numbers only change a few percentage points after we get a couple hundred in. So overall, what do you think of No Man's Sky Waypoints? I gave you I wanted to do this poll in a little bit of a different way from other polls that I've seen out there, because I wanted to hear overall and not specifically inventory, not specifically easy mode or whatever you want to call it. So overall, what do you think of the No Man's Sky Waypoint update? Do you like it? Don't like it, but you're still playing it? Still waiting on patches to decide, or I hate it and I'm never playing again? And I feel like these are the loud comments that I'm hearing, are the people who say, I hate it and I'm never playing again. I'm uninstalling it. Who liked it? 52% are liking it right now, and I've seen that go from 50 to 51 to 52 since I started the poll. 6% say they don't like it, and I've seen that number actually drop a little bit too. It was at 8% a little while ago. Still waiting on patches to decide, 39%. And then the people who hate it and are never playing it again, 2%. This was 3%, and then it's dropped to 2% as more people have clicked on it that actually do like it. So what that says to me is that the majority of people are okay with this update, or even if they don't like it, they're not letting it ruin their experience and they're still playing the game, which is what's important, guys. We're here to play games. We're here to have fun and enjoy it. And I want to be part of a fun community because I really do love this No Man's Sky community. So if you're full of hate and you think this game did something personal to you that you need to uninstall it, that's fine. Take a break. You need a break. Honestly, you need a break. All right, so I've given you guys a lot of my opinions already, but let me give you my full opinion and what I actually think about this game and the update. So there's parts of it that I don't like, and there are parts of it that I do really like a lot, and I hope that they continue to build on, okay? Talk about what I like first, and then we'll go into what I don't like. What I like, what I love, is that they finally listened to us, and they gave us the ability to change things in the game to make it harder or easier for us, okay? I know a lot of people aren't in this situation, but if I'm making a video and I wanna go try out something in normal mode or something like that, I don't wanna go through the tutorial and do a whole couple hour thing on a new playthrough to get somewhere. So the fact that I can get rid of the playthrough, or get rid of the tutorial, I should say, and jump straight there, give myself the ability to build infinite resources until I get somewhere, that's really cool for me. I probably will only use that once or twice, maybe. But the thing that I think is more fun for me is the ability to make it super hard and try out super permadeath, basically, where you only have one shot and everything is as hard as it can be. I'd like to actually see some more options with this. I'd like them to make it even harder, because when you take out the story from it, what I've seen in permadeath is you start and you can call in your ship immediately. So there's no instant fear of death like there is when you do play the story. I want that instant fear of death. I want to go find my ship and I want to go fix it and do those things, but I don't want to have to follow that storyline. So I don't know if there's a median in there somewhere, or if I'm going to have to do the storyline, or maybe let me turn the story off after I get to my ship, or something like that. But that instant fear of death, the way you start a permadeath save, is probably one of the best parts, because you can get upgrades relatively quickly and you can make it so that it's not that scary anymore. So I want that. I want to be able to have that fear and that adrenaline of trying to make it, without having to go through the storyline for the whole process. Okay. The other thing I'd love to see is I want you to let me turn off the damn pop-up stuff from the quests. Guys, give me that option. I don't want to be reminded constantly to go back to my base computer. Once I've completed all the quests, I don't want to be told to go to the anomaly and talk to Nada and Polo. I don't care about what Nada and Polo think. Okay? I don't trust them anyway. How are you going to trust a Gek? You can't. But let me turn off those notifications that pop up on my screen. No Man's Sky is a beautiful game, and the more crap that's on the screen that gets in the way, it just takes away from that enjoyment. The other thing I want you to let me do, I want you to let me turn off the voice of my exosuit. I don't want to hear units received over and over again. I don't want to hear hazard protection low. I don't pay attention to it anyway. But I'd love to have that voice gone, or the ability to turn that on and off. And I bet you a lot of people would too. So give us some more options and some more things to change there, and I think we'd have a better experience. I'm hoping this is laying the groundwork for that, because they have the foundation for that now, and hopefully they'll give us some more toggles along the way. I'm not counting on it anytime soon, though. So for those of you who think we're going to get that in a patch or in a future update, I think they've got the next couple updates laid out. But I don't see us getting those, but I just want to put that bug in their ear, guys, and y'all do the same thing if you think that would be something fun for you. Now, the other thing is the inventory system, and then the fact that we cannot do 3 and 3 with the technology upgrades anymore. So let's talk about the inventory first, and then we'll talk about the 3+3. So, inventory system. I hate scrolling down. I really hate scrolling down. Maybe it makes it easier if you're on Switch or console or something, but as a PC player, I'm not a big fan of scrolling. I'd much rather hit a button and tab over. And the other thing is, I think that it's a wasted space on the inventory screen. They take up 60% of that screen with your inventory, and then 40% of it's a picture of your backpack or a picture of your ship. Why don't you just stretch it out and make it wider? Have technology and then general next to it, or have general fill up the whole screen, or technology fill up, less scrolling is better. I read left to right, and some of you guys read right to left, but either way, most of us don't read up down, right? I mean, we do, but it's left to right, then up or down, right? So let us do left or right the full screen, and then if there's still room needed, then we can go up and down. Just a suggestion there, and something I'd really like to see, because I don't like the technology having 3 bars and then having to scroll 3 more. That's just silly. And then the general, the same thing, having to scroll for 40% of your inventory or 50% of your inventory is just silly. So I'd love to see that stretched out and make use of the whole screen. You got the real estate, let's use it. But as far as the overall number of spaces that we have, it's insane. It's insane. I like the doubling of the technology. I think 60 is realistic if you want to have everything in there. I like that we have more in the multi-tools now. I like that. But as far as the general inventory, having 120 spaces, I mean, I guess we had 48 and 48 before. So we had, what's that, 96? So it's really not a ton more, but it feels like it's a ton more, especially because we're not wasting half of our general inventory with technology stuff. So it really does feel like almost double the inventory space. And I'd love to hear what you guys think about that as well. Now, for the, I don't know if I'll fill it all out in a regular save. I can't imagine filling it all out in a regular save. It definitely makes the choice of where to put the slots different, as far as your, I keep saying general, but it's cargo now, as far as the technology or your cargo, because you can only put technology in technology. So if you have those spots, you gotta put it there. And it's not freeing up a slot for you in cargo if you're doing that. So it's going to be interesting to see what that changes, especially in permadeath with limited resources. So I'm kind of fascinated by that new challenge. The other thing is the 3+3 as far as the upgrades, being able to have 6 upgrades and now we can only have 3. I don't know if that's something they're going to change or not. Obviously, you'd think they knew that was going to happen, and you'd think they'd know that that would upset people. So it's kind of a curious decision to do it that way. I get it. And I've had people say we could never put stuff in cargo. It was only in general, and now we don't have general, so of course we can't put stuff in there. Well, I mean, I get it, but when I say general, I mean my main inventory. And now whether they call it cargo or general, that's the main one. You know, the cargo before was a secondary thought. So, you know, I feel like that's kind of semantics. Do I want more, the ability to put more in there? Yeah, I really do. I would like it there. Am I going to let it ruin my day and me not be at play because of it? No. Did I ever max out everything? Absolutely not, especially hazard protection. Never really did that. Maybe 2 or 3 of them. But what I want is 6 shields and unlimited boost so that I can fly forever and smack the ground with no consequences. But I can't do that in permadeath anyway, and that's kind of going to be one of my main playstyles, I think. So the fact that I have to boost, I can't quite boost as far, may make me try to make it a little bit more efficient. We'll see how it is. But as far as the other technology is concerned, I'm really not that concerned about it personally. Now, I know people were excited about that. And then in the ship is a whole nother story. But ships were stupid powerful. Stupid powerful. Jason and his stupid ass maxed out ship could come in and murder me in 2 seconds with a starter ship. That sucks. And you could always murder the Sentinels super quick. So as far as the weapons and stuff goes, I feel like it's a little more balanced, and I'm happy with that. As far as the range on the range on distance that you're gonna fly, I know people were like, "Well, I had an Explorer that flew 3,000 miles." I get it. That's cool. How many times did you fly 3,000 miles in your Explorer? 3,000 light years, I should say. What did you go into the center in that thing? Really? I mean, you're not jumping in a portal to do that? You're going, I mean, I get it if that's what you want to do. I think you're in the minority of players though. And I don't think they're going to make a change for that small of a minority. As far as the pulse and the maneuverability, yeah, I can kind of get that. I'd like to see it a little bit more maneuverable as well. But I mean, if I'm being really honest, as far as space flight games go, No Man's Sky is low. No Man's Sky is low on that list with space flight. It is not a space flight simulator. Go play Elite Dangerous, go play Star Citizen. There are other space game simulators where people actually get a HUD, not a HUD, where people actually get a HOTAS and actually build cockpits to fly in. No Man's Sky is not that game. That's not what it's built for. Would I like more maneuverability? Absolutely. Hell, I want to just be able to roll left and right instead of just strafing left and right. I mean, come on, it's space, or hover in place. How about that? So if you're getting upset because of that, I get it, because I want it better. But let's be honest, No Man's Sky has never been about the best, most realistic space flight experience. No Man's Sky is about exploring. And exploring should be challenging, and exploring should have risk. And they took a lot of the challenge and risk out of it. And if that's not what you want, that's fine. That's what creative mode is for, and that's what they've given us new options for. Some of us want to have a risk and a challenge when we explore, because real exploration is a risk. You don't know what you're going to get. It might eat you. It might kill you. I'd love to see planets where you just land on and you're immediately eaten. I'd love to see harder creatures and things like that. More of a challenge in this universe. But I get it. I get the way it is, and I'm okay with it. And I'm really still enjoying it, guys. I'm enjoying it immensely. So that's my 2 cents on it. Maybe it's more like 4 or 5 cents. But guys, I hope you can give it a chance, and I hope you don't let these things take away your joy and your enjoyment of something that you've liked. If it does, I'm sorry. I hope that you find a way to get it back through some other means or something like that, because life's too short to go around all pissed off at stuff, okay? If you want to be pissed off, feel free to be pissed off at me. I can take it because I don't care. But guys, do yourself a favor and find some joy in your life. This is Survival Bob saying, if you're going to be a Bob, have fun with it. And if you're not going to have fun with it, get the fuck out. I'm just kidding. I had to cuss. You know how I do. All right, guys, take care.